Hey there, fellow watchers. It's that time of the week again. Born to Watch. 1999 is widely regarded as the greatest year of cinema ever. Gets mentioned a bit here. The greatest year. This one could be the greatest year.
Fuck me.
This is actually the first time we will review a movie from 99. Not sure if it says more about the year or about us as Born to Watch. On the 31st of March 1999, the movie world as we knew it changed when The Matrix exploded onto the screens of the US. In a world largely without internet, 9 days later, when it was released on Australian screens, we were relatively spoiler-free. Sure, we would have had to endure John Tesh and Mary Hart sing the praises of groundbreaking cinema on Entertainment Tonight, but when I bought my ticket to see The Matrix, I really had no idea what to expect. When I walked out, I sort of felt the same way. Look, essentially an Australian movie, with it being shot in Sydney at Fox Studios, The Matrix took the world by storm and had everyone asking the question, what is The Matrix? Now, let's meet my fellow members of the Nebuchadnezzar as we discover who in the Born to Watch team is the one. Sitting with me in the panic room, Damo. How are you, mate?
Good. Very good. This movie takes me back to 1998, though, when I was on set for The Matrix.
Oh!
On set.
Really?
That's right. I went into a building, went into the lift, and there was a note on the lift saying, the building will be closed on the weekend because we're filming The Matrix here.
Wow.
Yeah, I was there. I was basically there. So I looked for my name in the credits. It wasn't
You're in
there.
it?
Oh, well, yeah, a guy who stood in the lift. I wasn't in there.
I find that hard to believe.
Yeah, snubbed.
Find that hard to
Snubbing.
believe. Yeah, well, good story. Good story. Now, up there on the land, joining us after being refreshed from a week off. Daniel, how are you, mate?
Where's the weirdo with the small teeth, the odd one? What's he doing?
Gal, I believe, is in Sydney. He's on a work trip.
Oh, geez, he's
Yeah.
getting worked by his Chinese overlords at the moment.
He is actually. He's planning the invasion.
Wowzers, yeah. Anyway, well, shout out to you, baby teeth. This is real podcasting now. We've got the adults in the room, so
We do.
let's bring it on. I don't have really much to report from up on the land, other than, did you guys know that green eggs are a real thing?
No. I didn't
Really?
know.
We got new chickens on the weekend, just added to the flock, because I'm starting to become a poultry magnate. And we decided we'd go with this new breed of chickens, and I forgot what they're called already, but it's something like Arandakandaka. And they are known for their green eggs. And old mate that sold it to us, this old battler out at the Cooroy markets, he said, well, just got to watch out, Sonny, because these are going to be green eggs. And I just thought he was taking the piss out of us. But he picked us as not exactly country folk. But lo and behold, in the little lay bucket for the last 2 days has been a green egg. So what would you guys eat a green egg?
What are they inside?
What do you
They
mean? What are
still
they
yellow inside?
Yeah, no, exactly. So no, that was interesting. It was like the first freak that ate a banana for the first time, like that decided that was worthy of eating that stinky, rotten fruit. But it was, I felt very brave. I told the kids to stand back. We weren't sure what was going to happen, but essentially it's just a normal egg inside. But it's pretty freaky that they're green.
Is this something to do with the chicken's cloaca that makes the egg turn green?
No, I tell my kids that it comes out
I
their
remember that from
cloaca.
science.
Yeah. Hey, it's your clacker. I have no idea what you're talking about, Damo. They changed science, I think, after you left school. There was one less planet, and they use different ways to teach you.
In the sexual process. Yeah, no. When chickens mate, they join their cloacas together, both the rooster and the hen. And I don't know what happens, but I just know that's
like
part
docking?
of it.
Is that like that's the dockings when two guys with fories put their bell ends together and then put the fory over the other fory?
I think so.
Okay, yes. Look, amazing start to the podcast. Green eggs, which is in line with The Matrix, with the colour green.
No, sorry, I did have a point to that story. Was that one of the things that I was taken by in this viewing of The Matrix was that how much they used that monochrome tinge throughout all of the scenes. So yeah,
Yes.
there was a fucking link to my story somewhere.
Okay.
So anyway,
well done. I'm glad I found it, and I'm glad I drew it out of you.
that's it.
Okay, overs and unders, 1999 film, 24 years old. We're going to set the overs and unders at 25, which I think Damo's not going to reach. We'll start with you up on the land, Dan. Over and under 25?
Oh, under 25, but I've seen it. I reckon I'm probably 15.
Okay, that's pretty good. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
About you, Damo?
Well, this movie would make my top 20 list. I've probably seen it 5 times.
Yeah.
Never disappoint.
Yeah, look, I'm overs. Again, this is a video shop where you could put it on the video shop. But I'm not much overs. I'm probably around 30, I reckon. Actually watched it and concentrated, maybe 10 times. I've probably watched it and really concentrated. Yeah. I did watch it twice for this podcast.
Okay.
Which, it's just what I do. It's why the podcast is
3 yards, mate. You've done it.
That's why the podcast is the way that it is.
Yep.
Okay, boys, let's listen to the trailer.
Whoa. Have you ever had a dream, Neo, that you were so sure was real? What if you were unable to wake from that dream? How would you know the difference between the dream world and the real world?
What is happening to me?
The answer is out there, Neo. It's the question that drives us.
What is the Matrix?
The Matrix is the world that has been pulled over your eyes to blind you from the truth.
What truth?
They're watching you, Neo.
Human beings are a disease. You are a cancer of this planet. And we are the cure. Get me the hell out of here!
Welcome to the real world.
So you're here to save the world. So what do you need? Guns. Lots of guns.
No one has ever done anything like this.
That's why it's going to work.
Buckle your seatbelt, Dorothy. Because Kansas is going bye-bye.
Unfortunately, no one can be told what the Matrix is. You have to see it for yourself.
Oh, another quality trailer there from the Wachowskis.
It's a great trailer. It made me go and watch the movie.
It did.
It really did.
So-
Well, I think...
I have a Wachowski question too.
Go for it.
So it's billed as the Wachowski brothers, right?
Yep.
But I thought at least one of the Wachowskis was a sister.
Not at that stage. It only happened relatively lately, and it's actually both of them are now. It's Lily and Lana
Yeah.
Wachowski. So
They've been afflicted by the social contagion, which is, I'm going to be trans.
Yeah,
Got it. No, so they literally have transitioned.
they have.
Well, they wear a
Wowzers.
skirt.
I didn't read this in my non-existent fucking research.
And I'll tell you what,
that's amazing.
they're not good looking. They're absolute mingers.
Yeah, they are not attractive. They are not attractive.
Wow. Okay. Because I thought because Speed Car Racer or one of their latest ones, I was like, I thought the Wachowskis were chicks.
I think one of them. I think it was Lily that changed first.
Yeah.
And then Lana changed a few years back.
That's
I think when they did Resurrections, they were the Wachowski siblings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
That's there we go.
So there we are, woke culture here on Born to Watch. We'll probably never touch it again.
Yeah.
That's what she said. And Damo, why don't you tell us about The Matrix?
So the synopsis is now, I've got a word in this synopsis that you too, I want you to listen out for, because to me, as soon as I read it, it reminded me of The Running Man.
Oh,
So not Whitman, Price and Haddad, the old previous winners of Born to Watch.
yes.
But anyway, just see if you can pick it. I'll ask you at the end anyway. So synopsis is Neo, Keanu Reeves, believes that Morpheus, Lawrence Fishburne, an elusive figure considered to be the most dangerous man alive, can answer his question. What is the Matrix? Neo is contacted by Trinity, Carrie-Anne Moss, a beautiful stranger who leads him into an underworld where he meets Morpheus. They fight a brutal battle for their lives against a cadre, or cadre, as they say in the States, of viciously intelligent secret agents. It is a truth that could cost Neo something more precious than his life. Is there any words that jumped out to you? Well, besides the synopsis, did you like it? Did you think it was all right?
Yeah, it doesn't really explain what's going on, but I guess part of the mystery is the mystery, right?
Yes. Well, if you think about, what about you, Morgs?
Not cadre.
Yes.
This segment is not usually interactive. I don't pay any attention.
So the word cadre, can you remember this from The Running Man?
No, I can't.
Think Damon Killian and his ads.
Right.
Cadre Cola. It hits the spot. As soon as I read it, all I could think about was Cadre Cola.
Really?
But the word is cadre because it was from France. It's a French word, but the Americans still call it cadre.
Of course they do.
Yep.
Of course they do.
Well, I suppose like the Padres.
Yeah, they're not the Padres.
Fire on innocent citizens.
Yeah, thank you.
Ben Richards, The Butchers of Bakersfield. What a great movie.
Top movie.
What a great movie, The Running Man is.
Yeah, we will have to do this.
We will do it. We absolutely will do it. Okay. Critical thinking. Here we're going to talk about how the movie rates on IMDb and Rotten Tomatoes. Now, IMDb have The Matrix at 8.7 out of 10. It's number 16 on the top 250 movies. Right, and has been reviewed more than 2 million times.
Jeez.
Okay. So pretty hefty stuff. Certified fresh on the tomato meter.
I've got to pick that.
83%.
Yep.
And an 85% audience score. So it's all around that sort of, 8 to 9, which is pretty good. Couple reviews here, and we've gone for a good one, and we've gone for an Aussie because it's an Aussie movie.
Okay.
Adrian Martin of The Age. Rarely has a blockbuster been so enjoyable. Superbly staged and edited, it never loses its drive and intrigue. Reeves has come a long way as an actor since the woeful Johnny Mnemonic, and so has this entire cyberpunk genre on screen.
Okay, fair enough.
A Johnny Mnemonic is terrible.
Yeah. Yes, it is.
But I'm going to ask you a question about Keanu Reeves acting later on. Okay.
Ooh.
What do we think about cyberpunk? Got any thoughts on cyberpunk?
I was living in the UK with friend of the podcast, Baby Teeth Gal, the G Money, around 1999. And I distinctly remember cyberpunk fashion being a big thing. And like at Camden Markets, you could buy the big vinyl overcoats and you could buy the boots. And I reckon that friends of the podcast, Matt Spickman Avellano and Jason Halsey Hall, who also lived in the UK at the time, actually ran cyberpunk boots like Neo runs in The Matrix, just as a thing.
They definitely would have.
I reckon they ran them. And they look like dickheads, but that was the thing around 1990 now. We were all discovering ourselves and travelling and, me and the G just out discovering the world together.
Good
God. Okay, the bad review. Alexander Walker of the London Evening Standard.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that rag.
What we are seeing here is the death of one kind of cinema and possibly the birth of another. One that's getting closer to the computer games that people play at home. The Matrix doesn't succeed on any other level except this.
Oh,
wow.
Mate, that is super harsh.
Is he not watching the third one or the fourth one or something? Well, did he watch? Is he talking about the first one?
He's talking about the first one.
Well, he's a dickhead.
Terrible review.
Yeah, it is. It's a crazy review.
Yeah, groundbreaking film.
I think everyone seems to love it. But speaking of reviews, Dominelli Ford.
Yes.
I got a response.
Dominelli. Now,
Yeah.
Born to Watchers, I've actually got a new mic, so I'm going to sound
Oh,
sexy
God.
as fuck. I'm going to wrest Perps back from you, Damo. She'll be my girl again. She's taken a fondness to your absolute drivel for some reason, but she'll be my babe very soon when she gets to hear what my dulcet tones actually are. Not that shit on the mic that Whitey gave me previously. Because
See, there's all this stuff about what Whitey gave me, right? Whitey gave me this. Whitey gave me that. Right. Anyway, Damo, go.
Until there's a fucking retainer, the outgoings need to be minimised on Born to Watch.
Yeah, whatever.
Anyway, I got a thumbs up.
Oh,
That's the response. Yeah.
oh,
I don't know. Check in. May have started to follow. I don't know. You might have to just double check.
That's
That's
awesome.
homework.
come on,
For later.
Dirty.
Yeah.
Dirty.
Maybe you should follow Dominelli Ford.
Born to
Bring
Watch
back
will
the
follow
30.
definitely.
That's
forward.
right.
That's what we'll do. Okay, let's move into ordinary people. This should be good as I'm doing it and Gow's away, so there'll be not as much dribble.
Yep.
Probably not as much truth either.
The stats may not hold up to Gal's
They
stats.
may not. They won't. Well, they won't.
No.
Okay, we're going to start with the cast. We'll start with Keanu Reeves, who we done a few weeks ago on Speed.
Yep.
Look, an absolute superstar again. We did the John Wick franchise. We won't go too deep into him. Got some questions to ask in question time about Keanu, and we'll just leave him there because he's a legend.
Yep.
Apparently one of the most loveliest blokes in Hollywood
Yep.
and super watchable. There's no doubt.
Doesn't mean we can't give him a pizzling if he deserves it.
Yeah, and I think the pizzling's coming. Okay, we'll move into Lawrence Fishburne, Morpheus. Mate, what a career. An absolute jobber. Now, listen to this. I've done highlights. I'm not going to do every single movie like Gow does.
Yep.
Everyone will fall asleep. 1979, Apocalypse Now, as Tyrone Clean Miller. He's on the boat.
He was
He
16.
gets a spear through his chest. Yeah, he was young, man. He was young.
16 years old.
Yeah. He was 16 when the movie started, and he was 18 when the movie finished.
Bloody hell.
Yeah.
And what was his name in that movie? No, his acting name.
Oh, it was Larry Fishburne.
Bang, yeah.
Yeah.
Up to 93, he was Larry.
Yeah. So, changed. I think it changed when he did Boys in the Hood. Became Lawrence.
A bit more, yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, after Apocalypse Now, it wasn't all swings and roundabouts for him. It was a lot of TV jobbing. So listen to this though. Quality TV of the 80s. MASH.
Yep.
Hill Street Blues.
Ooh.
Trapper John MD. Miami Vice. Spencer for Hire. And The Equalizer.
Wow.
Mate,
Edward
that's
Woodward.
enough for me.
But he's doing all sort of action-y type
Yeah.
TV. He's not doing
Well, he's obviously, let's be honest,
he's not Young the Rest.
I'm tipping he's not playing a good guy in any of those movies,
No.
any of those TV shows.
What's my list of creative faces too? Couldn't he? A little bit?
Big time.
Yeah.
Shotguns, right up there with some of the greatest shotguns.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'll be a podcast coming soon.
Yeah, definitely. Well, Hollywood's best creator faces.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. 91, Boys in the Hood, as Furious Styles. Great movie. John Singleton plays Cuba Gooding Jr.'s dad. Really good. 93, What's Love's Got to Do with It, as Ike Turner. That's a great movie, actually. Angela Bassett plays Tina. 97, Event Horizon as Miller.
I like
So
Event
what do you
Horizon.
I can remember.
Yeah.
that.
I don't mind Event Horizon.
I cannot remember it. Yeah.
It gets a little weird at the end, but
Yeah.
I think that they were shooting for the stars, no pun intended, and it was. I think, it's worth a revisit out there, watchers.
It definitely is, and I think
who's the dude in New Zealand that's got an open mind and likes the piss?
Strang.
Yeah,
Strangles.
Yeah, mate,
Strangles. Yeah.
Check out Event Horizon. You'll dig it.
Yeah, no, and look, I think that it got killed in the edit, Event Horizon. If there was a director's cut, apparently it's supposed to be way better, but I'm not sure if anything's ever surfaced.
Do you know what I always get it confused with? The
Tell me,
Cube. The Cube.
Oh, what? That's a
With-
great movie, The Cube.
Yeah.
With is it J-Lo in the Cube?
No, J-Lo's The Cell. You're thinking of the J-Lo.
Yeah, but I mean the Cube, but she's in the
Yeah,
cell.
yeah.
So
She's
I
in the
fucked up
cell,
3
yeah.
movies. Okay, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well done. Look, I'll tell you what Larry does is Larry goes back to TV. So 2008, 2011 in CSI.
Oh, yeah.
And then walks
Well,
like
which
this,
one?
2013 to 2015 as Jack Crawford in Hannibal,
Excellent.
which is a great series.
Excellent television.
Really, really good.
Yep.
Okay.
Hang on, but you missed Cherry 2000. You know, with
Mate,
Melanie Griffith.
there's heaps of them. There's heaps of them.
Because I remember telling you about this back in the day.
I
And
do.
It was just rubbish, but God, it's worth a watch.
Yeah, he's done a heap of movies.
2000 was one of those like Toxic Avenger.
Yeah,
you
Going
you
to the
got-
wastelands.
That's
Mad
it.
Max.
Yeah.
And Melanie
There were a lot
Griffiths
of
was kicking
movies
butt.
with 2000. Everything was meant to go fucking
Yeah.
just sideways when 2000 came along. But
Class of
it really
1999,
wasn't.
which we talked
That's
about
it.
a few weeks back.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll move on to Carrie Ann Moss, Trinity. Essentially just a TV job until 94. Models Inc.
Oh, right.
as Carrie Spencer. Do you remember
Oh.
Models Inc?
Yeah, I do.
I
Yeah,
do.
It was
yeah.
good. It was good.
I don't think I ever watched it.
Yeah, I watched it a little bit at the start. It was when I was in my Melrose Place phase, right?
Oh, hang on. I had a huge Melrose Place.
Oh, mate. Down, 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 down.
That's right.
Yeah.
I'm the Doug Savant of this podcast.
You are the Doug Savant of this podcast.
You share the same Fanta pubes, this is for sure.
No, he's a blondie. Yeah.
Yeah, he's a blondie. He's a blondie.
Quiet there, Andrew Shue.
All right. Carrie Ann Moss, after this in 2000, starred in Memento as Natalie.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah.
Great Christopher Nolan movie.
Okay, She had a moment.
She did. She had about 3 or 4 years. But
Yeah.
then 2010, a movie you probably haven't seen called Unthinkable with Samuel L. Jackson. She plays Agent Helen Brody, which is a great thriller. Really good. Really worth a watch.
M. Night Shyamalan joint?
No, it's not. That's
Unbreakable.
Unbreakable.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You're thinking
Bruce
of.
Willis.
Okay, we'll move into Hugo Weaving, a great Aussie actor.
Mr. Anderson.
That's his great. Obviously plays Elrond in the Lord of the Rings trilogy. Damo's favourite.
Yep.
2005's V for Vendetta as V.
Oh, yeah, it's one of
Another
my
great
faves, yeah.
movie. But I tell you what, a good Aussie movie, 1998's The Interview. He plays Eddie Rodney
very good.
Fleming. Have
Yeah.
you seen that, Dan?
Really good.
Oh,
really good.
fuck, it's a great movie.
Terrible.
Set in one room. It's got Reverend Bob. Remember Reverend
yeah,
Bob?
yeah,
He
yeah.
plays the
Oh.
copper.
Morgs' mate from on
I've
set
told-
when he
I've
swore.
told my Reverend
Yeah.
Bob story.
Yeah. And he's trying to coach a confession. I think quality movie, really good, really good. But tell me, we weren't all introduced to Hugo Weaving in 1984's Bodyline as Douglas Jardine.
Oh,
Yeah,
what a
absolutely.
Kennedy Miller.
And I tell you what, mate, tell me Kennedy Miller miniseries weren't the best things you ever
Yeah.
watched on TV. as a kid.
Everyone watched that.
In the 80s,
Mate.
they were must watch. Yeah, Country
I like-
Practice and that.
Yeah, the guy on the hill who you could hear clearly.
Yes,
He
yes.
said, "Hey, Jardine, leave our flies alone."
Yeah.
How
And,
was
everyone in the SCG is laughing their head off.
Gary
So
Sweet.
how-
Gary Sweet played Bradman.
Yes.
Wait. The dude on the hill, how did he get to every game in Australia?
Yeah, he was the. I don't know.
He just caught the train,
He was the
mate.
heckler.
He just caught the
He was
train.
He
Good
was
old
the
Aussie
heckler at
heckler.
every ground. That would be difficult
I
to do
know.
now with fucking flights between cities, let alone walking.
And not only
or
that,
like-
how do you get a ticket?
Just
They had like
swag.
90,000. They
Yeah.
had 90,000 people at those games.
Yeah, he was awesome.
All right.
Yabba, maybe.
Yeah, it
Yabba?
might have been Yabba's Hill. Maybe it was him.
Yabba.
Yeah, it might have been
I
Yabba.
think so.
Joe Pantoliano.
Joey Pants.
Joey Pants. Cypher. Started really 83, Risky Business as Greedo the Pimp. 85, we've done it, The Goonies, Francis Fratelli. But 93, The Fugitive as Renfro. Great movie,
What
The
about
Fugitive.
Running Scared?
Oh, yeah. Billy Crystal.
Was he in Running Scared? Am I confusing that with
Gregory
Bad Boys?
Hines. No, what's
No, it's Gregory Hines and
No, Gregory
Billy
Hines
Crystal.
and Billy Crystal. I thought he might have been a cop in that one as well, but then I think I might be confusing it with Bad Boys.
Yeah, no, because next is 95, Bad Boys as Captain Howard, where he is the quintessential policeman that yells.
Yeah.
What's his name? Inspector Todd.
Yeah, he's Inspector Todd. He just reads.
What would Inspector Todd say?
Then in 2000, he is in Memento as well as Teddy, plays a very key role in that.
Right.
But 2001 to 2004, he's in The Sopranos as Ralph Cifaretto.
Oh, what an evil character. Evil. Ralphie
He's,
Cifarello.
He's
Yeah, one of the
rooting,
best.
rooting Tony's sister.
That's right.
It does not end well.
And a few
Does not-
strippers. Yeah, he's
Does not end well for old Ralphie
He
Cifaretto.
would have to. At The Sopranos, there are a lot of evil characters, but I reckon he's probably the worst in that entire run. He's
He's pretty bad.
He's a
pretty bad.
shitbag. Yeah, awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So then,
awesome,
then
awesome,
we'll
awesome.
move. We'll just move very quickly to the Wachowski siblings. They started in '96 with Bound. Remember that? Sort of lesbian thriller.
Right.
And
Yes, I do.
yeah, lesbian thriller
Yes.
with Meg Tilly and what was the other Dark-haired actress. Forget her name.
Not Gina. No.
No, forget her name. Oh, it'll come to me. Obviously did all the Matrixes. 2008 Speed Racer and 2012 did Cloud Atlas. This is a high watermark for them.
No. Yeah. No. The Wachowskis are Paul Lukakas. Boom, boom, boom. Let's go back to my room. Then Nina, 99 Luft Balloons.
Yes.
The Hazy Fantasia.
One hit wonders.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They are one-hit wonders
They
of
are.
Hollywood. Men Without Hats,
Cloud-
the safety
Cloud
dance.
Atlas, the source material was pretty good. Like it was a bit of a thing, that book. But yeah, they managed to finger that pretty difficult.
Tom Hanks in that as well. So, okay, budget was $65 million. Now, story behind that, I don't know if anyone's got to listen to this. This movie would have cost $180 million to make in the US. They made it for $65 million.
What was the dollar in 98?
So that's why they moved to Sydney.
Yeah.
So they did it for a third of the budget. Now, the box office, $466 million.
It's good going.
Pretty good, nearly 10 times.
Good
nearly,
wedge.
Opening weekend is $28 million. Now, let's talk about diminishing returns for the Matrix sequels.
geez.
So, off the back of the original in 99, Reloaded comes out in 2003.
Pumped to see that.
Yeah, everyone was. Until about 25 minutes in where I'm going, what the fuck is going on with this shit? It did $738 million, right? Then 6 months later in 2003, Revolutions comes out. It does $427 million. It does less than the original because Reloaded was so bad. Revolutions is a travesty.
Horror.
Reloaded is not good. It's the second best movie in the quadrilogy.
But
Revolutions
real
is a travesty.
A real distant second.
So then we wait 18 years for Matrix Resurrections.
Yeah, I'm 30 minutes into it.
Mate, it is so bad.
That's it.
It is so bad. $159 million. It did at the box office.
It's just woeful.
Yeah, it's a bad movie. They cast Morpheus again. So Lawrence Fishburne's not in it. They cast a young man as Morpheus. It's a shit story.
Yeah.
It's a shit movie. It was. I wish it was 2 hours plus that I wish I could get back.
Nah, the Wachowskis have lost the plot.
Yeah.
Physically, mentally,
do you
everything.
think it was, and I don't know this answer, and I know I'm probably the most tapped into the industry, but do you think it was the studios pushing the IP because that's like, because you fucks like all your MCU because they just keep going back to the well knowing that dorks like you guys will buy tickets and therefore it's a bit more of a guaranteed hit. So they're reusing the IP. Or do you think the Wachowski sisters had a burning desire to right the wrongs that was Revolutions and finish
I actually
the story
think.
off?
Oh no, it's definitely it's a bit of both. I think it's 6 to 1, half dozen the other. I think that the studio had a lot to do with it, but I think they probably want to try and extinguish the shit that was Revolutions, and they failed, mate.
So I confess I've never seen Revolutions, and I don't think I've finished Reloaded. I just was that appalled after a great experience with the first one, just thinking, what is this drivel?
Reloaded's got some great set pieces in it. There's a great chase scene on the highway. There are some good set pieces.
But the effects are worse.
Not as good. Not as good.
So it's more modern, and the effects look shit. You just go.
Well, they tried to rely. They leaned too much into it.
Yeah,
It's a bit like George Lucas with the prequels.
Yeah,
Star Wars prequels,
Over
where
the top.
it's just too much.
Yeah,
it's too much. Okay, the movie won 4 Oscars: Best Film Editing, Best Sound, Best Effects Sound Effects Editing, and Best Effects Visual Effects.
Yep.
So it was up for 4 Oscars. It won 4 Oscars.
Good.
And without a doubt, it should have won all 4 of those. American Beauty won Best Picture. Sam Mendes won Best Director for American Beauty. Kevin Spacey won Best Actor for American Beauty. Hilary Swank, Best Actress for Boys Don't Cry. Michael Caine.
Did you know
that Michael Caine won for Cider House Rules for Best Supporting Actor?
Oh, Charlize Theron gets her gear off in that with Tobey Maguire.
Yeah, Tobey Maguire. And then Supporting Actress is Angelina Jolie for Girl Interrupted.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
She's on a telephone at the front.
She's in a mental asylum with Winona Ryder.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's it.
It's a good movie. So we talked about 1999 as being arguably one of the best movies, best years ever in cinema history. Just a few movies that came out. Episode 1, Phantom Menace. Gal's favourite, The Sixth Sense. Toy Story 2, The Matrix, Tarzan, American Beauty, Runaway Bride, Stuart Little, The Green Mile, American Pie, Austin Powers, A Spy Shagged Me, Double Jeopardy, Deep Blue Sea, Eyes Wide Shut, Payback, The Mummy, Bone Collector, General's Daughter. Mate, it's so deep. The Talented Mr. Ripley, Thomas Crown Affair. It's really super deep this year. There's probably 50 or 60 really, really good movies in it, which makes Hit, Sleeper and Dud pretty interesting this week. My hit for 1999, The Blair Witch Project.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. It's a great movie.
Okay. 3 film students vanish after traveling into a Maryland forest to film a documentary on the local Blair Witch legend, leaving only their footage behind. It was the first found footage film. It took marketing a film to the next level. Do you remember where you saw The Blair Witch Project, Damien?
I watched it at a mate's house on a video. We hired it.
You saw it at my house.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I couldn't remember.
In
whose.
1999, I bought the DVD
Was it a DVD?
of The Blair Witch Project and got it before it was released in the cinemas here in Australia.
We watched it.
So it shipped in. So I had Gow was there. Gow and his girlfriend of the time. And then there was about 10 of us. Sonny was there. It was quite a couple of boys from footy. There was about 12 of us in the downstairs at my
Is that
house.
where it was? Yeah.
And I'd already watched it because I couldn't wait. And it was a Friday night or something. And, mate, it was fucking awesome.
Spooky movie.
Oh, mate. Do you know what's even better than The Blair Witch Project is actually the director's commentary of The Blair Witch Project, where it tells you exactly what they're doing, how they're doing it. I watched the movie a couple of times, then watched it with the director's commentary. Blew me away. Blew me away.
I don't think there's probably a less expensive movie made.
Yeah, it cost fuck all, and it made like $130 million.
Yeah.
Cost nothing. Okay, Dan, what do you got up there for hit?
Yeah, there was a bit of crossover between 98 and 99 in the box office. I don't know if you noticed, but there were a couple of films that hung around in still churning over some freight into 99. So that's why I was a bit confused that we hadn't done a movie from this era. But that has nothing to do with my answer, which is 10 Things I Hate About You, which...
Very good movie.
Yeah, it's strange. It's one of those ones, a bit like, what was the one with the dude on the lawnmower that I was frothing over that was a bit mad?
Can't Buy Me Love.
Actually watched it. Can't Buy Me Love.
The
This one
Lawnmower
I probably watch every couple of years, 10 Things I Hate About You. And it's obviously Heath Ledger, rest in peace, his breakout role as the tough guy turned Lothario in that saves our heroine of the pancake face chick. I can't think of her name.
Julia Stiles.
That's it, Julia Stiles. But just an enjoyable teen movie. And America was still a bit strange to us at this time. Like we still hadn't been debunked, the whole myth of America and American students. So who was to know that this wasn't how they used to carry on and go to school and drive Porsches and everything that goes on in the film. But yeah, look, enjoyable flick. I think Damo would enjoy it as well. That's mine.
Do you want to know something? I've never seen it.
Oh, really? It is a good movie.
No.
Never seen it.
I
No
thought that
interest.
would have been
I've
a
seen it twice.
special in your... I've seen it twice. You're a legend. That would have been a special in your video shop. Matthew.
Yeah, mate,
I'm
it got put.
surprised.
I would tell them to turn it off.
Wow,
I have no time for
okay.
Julia Stiles. No time.
Yeah, she's actually excellent in it as well. So
Yeah,
there you
yeah.
go. Yeah.
Okay, I'll take your word for it. Damo.
Yeah,
hit.
well, you've mentioned it. Double Jeopardy.
Oh,
Like Tommy Lee Jones in that is so freaking amazing.
Yeah.
His character arc or the development is just outstanding.
yeah.
I
He
really-
plays a very similar character to what he does in The Fugitive.
He does, yeah. Yeah, he does. Actually, exactly.
and it's exactly the same character arc where he learns the truth and is like, yeah, okay,
Yeah.
I've got you
I'm
now.
going to help you.
Yeah, I'm going to help you.
He was great.
It's a great movie, Double Jeopardy.
Awesome movie.
She is a great sort.
Ashley Judd.
Ashley Judd.
Yeah,
She had a minute.
wowzers.
She had a
Yeah,
minute.
She definitely
She
did.
really did.
Bit of a bitch by all reports too, I hear, around
Oh,
the
really?
industry. Yeah, I haven't met her personally, but
haven't you?
quite a few of my mates in the industry, no names, but rhymes with Orgy Looney K, would have said that, yeah,
George-
she's a bit of
George Clooney?
Yeah, well, I was doing what rhymes with, and then I turned to Pig Latin. But anyway, I'm not dropping names. Reckons that, yeah, she's a bit of a canut.
Okay, well, we'll take your word for it, Dan. You are on
Yeah.
the inside.
There you go.
1999 sleeper, Galaxy Quest.
It's a pretty funny movie.
Mate, it's not pretty funny. It's freaking hilarious. Tim
How is
Allen.
that 25 years old?
I saw this at the cinema. Absolutely loved it. It was Tim Allen, peak Tim Allen, Home Improvement Tim Allen, Sigourney Weaver, Alan Rickman, Tony Shalhoub, Sam Rockwell. What a cast.
Yeah.
What a cast. It's the alumni cast of a space opera television series, like a Star Trek, have to play their roles as the real thing when an alien race needs their help. However, they also have to defend both Earth and the alien race from a reptilian overlord.
Yeah.
It is incredible movie.
Alan Rickman's just face.
I grab Thar's hammer.
Because he was a, his character was this classically
Oh,
trained.
yeah, Shakespearean actor.
That's right. And he was doing a sci-fi.
Yeah. It is so funny. It is so funny. If you've not seen it, people, get on it. It's one of the funniest movies you'll see. Daniel, Sleeper.
Yeah, you're going to hate this, and most of our Born to
Can't
Watch
wait.
brethren will too. So Rushmore, of course, is my sleeper. Criminally underloved Wes Anderson flick. Just set up Wes Anderson's style for the rest of his amazing filmography. Going back to an actor that features throughout a lot of his films in Jason Schwartzman, who shares a hooter very much the same size as your friend on the podcast and on the land. We are both nasal.
Could be related.
Strong. We could
Endowed.
be, but. I really enjoy Rushmore. Look, you either like Wes Anderson flicks or you don't. I do. I get that a lot of people don't, and those people are fuckwits. And yeah, it's absolutely a travesty that not more people get into this flick.
Nice. I haven't seen it.
It's shithouse Damo. Don't watch it.
Okay.
What do you got for Sleeper?
I've got Lake Placid.
God, one of the great movies.
Yeah, it's funny.
So funny. I thought he was taller.
Ben
He
Lee
looked
in
taller.
that?
Who?
Ben Lee?
No.
Bill Pullman?
Bill Pullman.
Oliver Platt.
Brandon Gleeson.
Yep. And that's
How
about it.
good's
No, Bridget
Oliver
Fonda.
Platt?
Bridget Fonda.
Yeah. The big crocodile. And what's her name from the Golden Girls?
Oh, yeah.
B, not B. She's in everything.
It'll come to me.
Yep.
It'll come to me.
But
She only just recently died.
Yeah,
last
she
year,
did.
mate.
She's the one feeding the croc. She's the one that fed her husband to the croc.
She did. She did. It's a great movie.
Yeah.
Really fun.
Betty White.
Betty White. Well done. I've watched that a lot with Isabel. It's one of Isabel's favourites.
Yeah.
Okay. 1999 dud. I had to go deep to find this one. Virus. Jamie Lee Curtis, Donald Sutherland, and our own Billy Baldwin.
Oh, God.
After outrunning a typhoon at sea, a strong-willed tugboat navigator and her crew discover a high-tech alien life form that's taken control of a Russian research vessel and aims to destroy on a massive scale.
Is it like Species or something?
No, it's like AI, and so there's like a robots on this boat. It is tragic. I've put it on Plex because I need to revisit it. It's that bad.
It's, like a good tugboat captain movies, generally.
They're underrated. They're underrated.
Pretty good.
They're underrated. Yeah, but Donald Sutherland, mate, this is Paycheck Sutherland.
Here comes the tugboat, like 5 knots. Look
Speed 3. It's Speed 3. Okay, Dan, what do you got for Dud?
Oh, look, I think there's quite a few in the top 10 that you could have picked, but mine was the paradox that is our mate in Big Daddy. And I just honestly, after what are some of the great flicks that he's been in recently, that you just think, my God, this is the talent that you have. That Uncut Gems, the basketball one that's been out recently.
Yeah,
as
Hustle.
well.
That's a good movie.
Hustle, mate, he is phenomenal in both of those.
So we're
And
talking
yet-
Adam Sandler, right?
Yes.
Adam Sandler, of course. And he, but churned out like Happy Gilmore, which we love as a cult classic. But Big Daddy, what an absolute steaming pile of dog shit that managed to make $170 million. And it comes out of the creative well of the same guy that is responsible for these other brilliant
Yeah, but
performances.
he created Little Nicky. So,
Jack and Jill. Oh my God.
Yeah.
And the shit that comes out on Netflix that you just don't even watch, that he gets paid hundreds of millions of dollars for. And look, maybe he's sitting around with his mates laughing, taking the piss, like, how good is this? But I just wonder what a waste that is. Like, I know personally with my scripts, I pour so much into them. I just wouldn't want to release them. I'd rather they stayed in pre-production.
So you haven't?
no, you just
No, well,
keep
that's
holding
it.
off.
I'm when the right opportunity, I'm obviously always talking to many producers.
Well, you're
and
still
many
on strike.
studios. It's
Well,
at
what
the
I'm looking
moment.
forward to,
Sorry,
Dan,
I'm not talking to anyone. Not talking to anyone at the moment. Abort. Don't listen.
What
You
I'm
guys will get
looking
me
forward to,
busted.
Dan, is popping back up to the land to that toilet that's got the long hang, and he's just got scripts on the floor of the toilet.
Right.
It's just
Gold.
it's just light reading. You know, you can take a
Yeah.
dump and read
Script.
some just incredible scripts. Sometimes I'm in there for hours. I just can't leave.
It's a push your cock down seat though, Damo. You can't. We're not. If you've got the Northern Beaches curse, you really need to push your cock down. You can't just let it freestyle, or you'll end up pissing all over the floor.
It's got a very long hang.
That's a good tip.
Got a very deep bowl, that toilet. Yeah, it's dangerous.
Yeah.
Damo, what have you got for 1999 dud?
Well, I've gone for the talented Mr. Ripley.
Oh, Damo,
Damo,
really?
that's daggers in my heart. What are you saying?
It's boring. It's frustrating. It's
not.
anxiety inducing.
It's not
There was
boring.
one. The two main people are awful people, and I just could not even stand watching them. But there's one good bit in it. Jude Law, side dick. So that's it. He's not in the Ben Affleck Hollywood
No one
acting
is.
class.
No
side
one
dick.
is.
But
He
that
probably
was the
didn't get the
only good
heads
thing in
up.
it.
He didn't get the heads up from the director to blood that thing like Benny did in
Yeah.
in Gone Girls.
Ben Affleck was looking at Rosamund Pike in the nude, and that's enough to get at least half a bar.
Yeah, well, Jude Law was looking at Matt Damon.
Yeah. Well, there you go.
Damo, how can you dislike this film? This is an absolute.
It was rubbish.
classic. It was the start of so many Hollywood careers. The next big thing in Kate Blanchett, they gave her extra
Yeah, she was-
scenes because she was so fucking good. Oh, Damo, this is one of your worst
Terrible.
calls ever.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, well done, Damo. We like to be controversial here on Born to Watch. Let's move into question time before Dan, has a conniption. Okay, question 1: what pill do you take?
Oh, the red.
The red for sure. I don't want to be eating fucking amino acid gloop shit, hanging around in the Nebuchadnezzar, going to fucking Zion. Fuck that.
That's
I'm
the
a-
blue pill. You're taking the blue pill though, Dan.
So you're going to stay asleep? You
So
want to?
blue pill's ignorance is bliss. Red pill is the truth.
Yeah, whatever pill lets you stay in the sweet matrix.
Okay,
that's
so
the
you're
one I want.
Cyrus. He's Cyrus. Yep.
Yeah, he's
Cipher.
cipher. He's
Cipher.
cipher. Yeah. His ignorance is bliss. Okay, I'm red. I wouldn't get about
gotcha.
it. Yeah, I want to get into it. Does Lawrence Fishburne have?
Wait. So, what exactly did you see in the Nebuchadnezzar and the filthy
Oh, no,
sewers? What did you see that would make you want to go and be a freedom fighter in
I'd
that
like
shit
to-
world?
I want to live a real life, Dan.
Have you seen Zion?
Like there's some good sorts in Zion, and it's free love.
It's all raves.
It's raves, which I'm right into. I love a rave. Everyone that knows me knows that Whitey loves a rave, right? Loves boom boom dancing at the freaking boiler room, right? I'm all over it.
Yep, that's you.
They're all on the Persians. They're all
they
just
have-
slaying each other.
They have pingers in Zion. All right.
This is
Yeah,
it,
you know,
righto. Morgs has changed his mind.
Might change my
Morgs-
vote.
Okay.
Man, Sonny Payne.
Okay. Does Lawrence Fishburne have the biggest head in Hollywood?
God, it's up there, isn't it?
God, it's a head.
It's
Has
Is it-
Alexander Park ever featured in a Hollywood film?
No, I think Larry's got him.
well, if you talk about proportion to body, the Dink has probably got that.
Yeah, definitely.
But on his own,
God.
yeah, like in ratio, yeah. So you say, look, Lawrence is a 1.3.
He's big. Lawrence is big. He's
he's a 1.4 too.
he's a 1.4. He's bigger than Brad Glasgow's head.
Oh, fits most.
Yeah, he's got one size fits never.
Quentin Tarantino's got a monster head.
He's got a big head. He's just long as well though.
Yeah,
He's just like Larry's is quite thick.
just all round
Yeah.
big.
It's a big head. It's a big head. Okay. Does the movie take itself too seriously?
Yes.
It is a pretty
mean,
serious
come on.
movie. Yeah.
It's not exactly light. When is the moments of frivolity and levity?
There is no candor in this movie.
There is no.
There is no lightness.
Mouse and Tank were a little bit chirpy.
Oh, Mouse
Mouse is just annoying.
spat me to tears, yeah. He
We're
was
going to
just-
get to Mouse, I'm sure.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Well, I'm going to go with yes, it does take itself too seriously.
hang on. Sorry, I've got to ask you. Who was that guy that Gow went to TAFE with that he used to lick out all the time?
Oh no, the guy out of True Blood.
Oh, they used to. He just used to go. You know, he latches on them and he just licks them out. What was
Yeah.
his name?
Ryan Quanten.
That's it, Ryan.
Oh,
Quanten.
yeah, I
All I
remember
knew
him.
was be like, Ryan Quanten and me played golf today, and then I was like,
Quantos. I think you used to call him Quantos.
anyway,
Quantatron. Yep, I know
the
him.
other one was him and Chrissy both licked out someone from one of those reality shows, like How to Root a Farmer or something like that.
Oh,
And
farmer
they
wants a
were-
wife.
Oh, that's it. They were mates with them, and they just used to. Oh yeah, fucking Chauncey and Floxy are going out to the fucking pub tonight. I wish we could hang out with them. I was like, you guys are fucked. Anyway,
let
Okay.
him go.
All right. Last question. Now, just hang with me for this one. Is this the best Matrix? Now, I'm going to run through. Hang on. I'm going to run through them. Matrix Reloaded.
yes, it's the best. Matrix.
Listen.
This doesn't need to be
Listen.
long.
Listen. Matrix Reloaded. Revolutions. Resurrections. The Row Matrix. The Column Matrix. The Null Matrix. And the Square Matrix from Maths. And John Matrix from Commando.
Oh my god!
No.
So you've
John
gone
Matrix.
for all
John-
matrices, any
vote
sort of
John
matrix.
John Matrix. I'm trying to make up with
Yeah.
Sloane Nixon by loving John Matrix. I love John Matrix.
No,
See?
I'm still going for yes. It is. It beats John
Oh,
Matrix.
God, it's a photo, Finny. Stick your head out, John.
Oh,
Yeah.
Stick your head out, John.
Bennett, throw away that chicken shit gun.
Oh, God. All right,
Oh,
there we go.
excellent.
Just for you, Mr. Nixon, John Matrix is the best Matrix.
Right. Yeah.
Okay, into the categories. The good, the bad, and the ugly. We're going to start up on the land tonight. Dan, what do you got for good?
Yeah, I did what you did, Whitey. I wanted to watch this and really try and understand the fucking psycho babble shit they were going through and work out what a sentient fucking thing was and try and actually
Sentinel.
unpack a Sentinel, whatever the fuck they were carrying on about. But actually, what I was struck with was how fucking good Carrie Ann Moss is in this movie.
Oh, my God.
I thought she was awesome. Look, I'm obviously the number one fan of the Ellen Ripley from Alien Films fan club, so I love a strong female lead. She fucking carries a lot in this movie, and that opening scene when she kicks fucking ass in that tight as catsuit. Yeah, I still think she looks amazing on screen. So understated. Unlike Neo, she doesn't have to tell us what she's thinking all the time, so that we know what's going on. She's just very.
Well, that's
subtle.
because she can actually emote.
Yes, I think you're
She
right.
can
And
actually, like,
she uses more subtlety. And look, we love Keanu Reeves. I'm not, John Wick, I think he's been outstanding in, but I think Carrie Ann Moss was and don't even get me started on Lawrence fucking Fishburne. I'll save him. But Carrie Ann Moss, what a badass. I'm a Canadian file. I love our Canadian women, and she's a very, very strong one.
well, it's funny you mention her straight off the bat because I was actually going to work a question into question time about was she, and this is before I watched it, I was going to go through women or actresses that were acting at the time in 99 and whether she was the best choice. And after watching it, I went, I'm not even going to ask that. She was the best choice.
She's amazing.
She just crushed
Incredible. Yeah.
it. She looked great. She looked great.
Not thinking of anyone.
And
So
when
Charlize Theron could have possibly done that role. She's I don't know what she was doing in 99, but I'm
she
glad
bit young,
it was.
bit young.
Yeah, I'm glad it was Carrie Ann Moss.
Yeah, no, she was excellent. Well done. Good call, Dan. Damo.
Good. Tank. I really liked that kid, that bloke. Tank.
He was
Tank.
good.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Tank's
agreed.
good.
Under pressure to type, honestly,
Yeah.
he was freaking awesome. But he smiled. He was a really good, friendly bloke. So I really did like him.
No, hang on. You're talking about Mouse or
No,
Tank?
Tank.
Tank.
The operator.
Yeah. Oh, the operator. Yeah.
But he was always all excited to see now. I was like,
Oh, yeah. Well, he loved his job. He loved his job.
But and under pressure, mate, you need that helicopter load. Yep.
Yeah.
Bang, bang, bang. He was awesome.
He was good.
But
So
obviously,
can I just ask Damo, sorry, I agree with your take, but one thing that disturbs me is that how the fuck have we not got voice recognition software now when we're still using keyboards, let alone on the Nebuchadnezzar in 21 fucking 99? Like, when is voice recognition actually going to take off and I don't have to use my ridiculous one finger typing to type out my screenplays?
Just, typing's better.
Yeah,
I don't think it would. I don't think it would have worked as good.
Yeah. Insert big guns.
Would have been a bit quicker.
Yeah.
Hey, they didn't have Chat GBT either. So do you reckon that dies off soon?
Funny. But there's a girl here at work that her parents put her through like a typing class when she was younger. She's 33 now, and she's fucking amazing. Like I'm in awe every time she starts to type.
I went to typing school.
Doesn't surprise me.
When I was like, a really good typer.
About 23.
Roy Allen Argue.
Really?
For some reason, Canada, like they're just fucking legends. But Roy, he's got a really big cock. We'll talk about him a bit more, I'm sure, in the future.
Oh yeah, I've seen it.
Yeah, you've seen it.
You would have paid
$30. You would have paid $36 over the time.
No, Matthew White's wife.
Mortgage the house.
No, that was Megan. We're still paying off that debt.
But anyway, sorry. Apart from just having a big weapon, he is actually an amazing typist.
Wow, you wouldn't have known that.
No,
Type. Spacebar.
Yeah, the old snuffleupagus. Damo, what else you got? Keep going.
Oh, bullet time.
Yeah.
Like it hadn't. Look, I had seen it before with the $6 Million Man. But
a form of.
Yeah. But it was still so original. It was
Mate, there's a lot of stuff in this movie we had never seen before.
Yeah, but
I'm going to pick that up in film school for fuckwits, because I think that's an amazing call, and I want to look at some other films that we've looked at and gone, how the fuck did they do that? So yeah, great pickup. Well done.
But that lobby scene.
Oh, yep. I got something on the lobby scene.
Holy
as well.
shit! Just with the shells hitting the floor, the pillars getting blown apart. It was just a freaking amazing scene.
And the music in that, it's really
the music
good.
in that scene, the
propulsive.
Yeah. It just sounded
really
so good. But this movie was sort of self-sustaining with its own promotion and its own advertising. Because you went and saw it, you talked about it.
Yeah.
They could have basically said, you know what, we don't need to spend any more money on advertising. And it
was water cooler.
It was just, you go and see it, you couldn't not talk about it. You couldn't go and talk, you'd see, have you seen The Matrix yet?
Well, I just was like, what the fuck happened? Like, what was going on? Help me, please. And then I had to go and see it again a week later, and I was like, oh, righto, now I get it.
Yeah. That's my good.
Yeah, okay, I've got the start. Morg's already mentioned it. The start is epic.
Yeah.
From second 4, you're in. And then the whole Carrie-Anne Moss stuff at the start is just unreal. Really, really cool. And I only just noticed this time that when she does that dive through the window and falls down the stairs, and she says to herself, "Get up, Trinity." That's her back in the chair saying, "Get up, Trinity."
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So it's like, it's all this cool shit that you pick up watching it for this, right? So, again, I've got bullet time. Incredible. What a ballsy premise. The whole premise of the movie is pretty ballsy. Sydney, I've got Sydney as a note. How good does it look?
Yeah,
right.
Looks great.
Looked amazing. Nokia phones, the 8110.
The flippy. No, it wasn't.
No, it was an 8110 with a spring-loaded keypad cover. So it actually didn't come with the clicking spring load. You used to have to slide it down.
But it clicked in this one.
But in this one, they added a spring load to it, right?
Yeah.
Really cool. I love waking up from the nightmare trope where something's happening and then they woke up and, it's just a dream, but it wasn't really just a dream. Yeah. I love that.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
You go, the fuck did that really happen?
Yeah.
Right? That's really cool.
Thing in his
stomach? Yeah, really cool.
He explained what fucking deja vu is. You know when you get a deja vu, you're like,
glitch.
That's weird as shit, but it's a glitch in the Matrix. Thank you.
Yeah.
Someone finally told me.
Yeah. But not only that, the reaction to that when he goes, I just saw, and their reaction.
Yeah, what'd you see?
What'd you see? And then they all start putting it together and they're like, fuck, we're dead.
Yeah.
I love Rain. I love Rain in the movies. There's so much. It is raining so hard when he gets in that car with Trinity.
Oh my God, the water
off the bridge.
Yeah.
It is like a sheet of rain.
It's like the Niagara Falls.
Yeah. And you can't go past the Morpheus rescue, the helicopter over Sydney.
Yeah.
The AWA building. My grandmother worked in the AWA building as a young woman. And you see Westpac on one of the signs that they couldn't cover up because it was on the. So, mate, it's really cool.
Dimmick's bookshop in it too.
Dimmick's. How does Dimmick's?
Yeah.
Bookshops. Remember bookshops?
Yeah, there's not many now, is there?
Yeah. I used to go to Dimmick's at Warriewood Square.
Yep. Okay.
Yeah, it was
Yep,
good
baby.
there. Very good. Okay. Bad. Dan, what do you got for bad?
Yeah, I had when Neo, right at the end when Neo finally learns how to beat Agent Smith and the Sentinels.
Sentinels.
The agents.
Yeah, the agents. He
Okay,
learns how
yeah,
to
the
beat
Sentinels,
them.
the real world. Yeah.
And he starts doing the karate kata, and then he switches to one arm.
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
he
and
starts
looking
blocking
away.
it. I wanted to see more of that. Like he's finally get the bullet stop, and that's like the oh my god moment. I wanted to see him kicking their fucking ass. with,
Additional
like,
scene.
additional scene. That's what I would have wanted to see, and we'll talk about that in quickfire. But let's say Gao was in the Matrix. Fucking Ishidoshi, Mark Revel, would have taught him that many katas that would have worked in that situation. We could have had another couple of minutes of Neo just kicking fucking Hugo Weaving's ass.
But the two agents that he was then, they just ran.
They bolted.
They just
were
bolted.
pussies. Yeah.
Yeah.
They
So
were
anyway,
unfair.
yeah, that was my bad.
Yeah.
Damo?
Well, the white rabbit tattoo looked like it came from a kindergarten colouring in book.
It wasn't
Who the
great.
hell would have got that on their back?
Ada Nicodemon.
I know, like
It
follow
was-
the white rabbit, and it was the shittest tattoo.
Should have been Bugs Bunny.
Could have been like follow the, just something the tribal tattoo. Or
Yeah.
But the white rabbit.
Well, if it was sort of 7 or 8 years later, it would have been follow the tribals armband.
the arm wrap.
Yeah, that would have been it.
I know. But I think too, armless sunglasses would be a real nose pincher.
But not only that, when he puts them on his face, how aren't there fingerprints all over him?
Yeah, I know. He really carefully grabs them.
Yeah, I don't get it. They're not practical.
No. But you talked about
Now, is that more of a slight on the size of his head? That they were like, we actually can't get sunnies that the arms go round. Like,
could be tailor made.
Fitzmos don't seem to work.
fits
for this
none.
man.
Fits none.
But when they did rescue Morpheus, there was some major spray painting going on with that minigun.
Yeah.
How the hell didn't he get hit?
Yeah. Oh, I've got the same thing. How doesn't he not get hit?
That was just it was just like bang, carpet bloody bombed the whole place. It was just but missed him, didn't get him. But when you're plugged into that thing that goes in the back of your head is a long straight. Yeah, long spear. Too much head movement. You can't turn your head sideways and start talking to the operator if you got that big long straight thing plugged into the back of your skull, because otherwise the angle of it would be going into your brain. I just thought you shouldn't be able to move your head when you're strapped in the chair with that thing in your head. Like you can't move it sideways.
Yeah.
Anyway,
It's a movie.
that's it. Yeah, I know. Yeah.
I got computers in the 90s. How shit were computers in the 90s?
Yeah.
Let's be honest. It took me back when my dad bought the family an Apple IIc in the 80s, and we used to pack it away in the cupboard and bring it out on a wet weekend so I could play karateka, right? Computers in the 90s were shit. Internet in the 90s, better, but still, internet was terrible. It was still dial-up.
You could play Doom, and
you
that
could.
looked pretty good.
But the actual,
I was cutting sick on MSN Messenger, I reckon, in 98, 99. So that was probably my
I think
extent
I
of
was
using-
too.
Yeah,
Definitely
using.
in the chat rooms.
You would have been,
Okay.
good on the chat.
I was good on the chat rooms. Don't Let's do my best work. I got a head for a chat room. Don't worry about that. Okay, I'm still not convinced Keanu's a good actor.
No, you're probably right.
And I'm going to throw Larry Fishburne in there as well.
No, I think he's good.
I don't know if he's that good in this movie. He gets a bit annoying.
No, I liked his calmness.
He's very confident that he's making the right decision. He's very confident in Neo.
Yeah, but I liked his voice on the phone right at the beginning when he's in his office space. They're coming for me. He's like, yes, just super calm.
Yeah.
Just do what I say.
Yeah.
I did. I actually liked him in it. But Neo, but Keanu, yes, has a bit of a woodenness to him.
Definitely. Okay. Is it confusing, this movie?
I
Fuck
got
yeah.
it straight away. I got it straight away.
Really?
Yeah, I remember going out.
You're a bit older than me, so
Well, it still didn't matter. I was like 30 or whatever. But because we watched it, I can't remember which theatre it was, but the movie theatre had the real. It stopped. It stopped playing, and everyone's like, "Oh, whoa!" It's just when they went to the big the battery bit where he's coming out.
Yeah.
And Lane Kelleher and Road Dogg were at the movies we didn't go together, but we saw them. What the hell's going on? I said, well, can't you tell? So he's like a human battery. He's powering the AI technology, and that's what they're doing. But I understood it. It didn't come to me straight away, but it did all make sense to me.
Yeah. Okay.
But I know, it's maybe I was kind of lucky, but most people, it is a bit of a thinker.
Yeah.
This one for
It
sure.
definitely. It took me 2 goes. Okay, working for the man, open plan cubicles. What a fucking nightmare. Could not do it. Awful.
What was his job?
I don't know.
He wasn't really doing. His computer
And then
was off.
The boss sort of, you're late again. Fuck off, boss.
Yeah.
Like, please, fuck off.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know what he did. There was nothing on his desk.
No, there was nothing.
No pictures, no nothing.
No, you didn't have to do anything.
No.
You didn't have to do anything.
Working
It was irrelevant.
He's working on the Penske file.
That's it. That's it. Okay, so as much as I love the nightmare trope, wake up from the nightmare and it was real, God, I hate the kiss to wake him up. I hate the kiss. He's dead.
He's not
Kiss
dead.
him.
He's dead in the Matrix, but his real life, it's just his dream he's dead kind of thing.
Yeah, but they said if you die in the Matrix, you die.
They did.
But he's the one.
That's right, but he's the one.
But she had to kiss him.
But in actual fact, yes, if you die in your dream, you don't necessarily die. Yes, the Oracle. Yeah. She told me. Yeah. Oh, no, I didn't mind it.
Okay.
Yes. Bit of a Snow White ripoff.
All right. Anyone got anything for ugly? Daniel, I'm sure you do.
You've already missed them. I just upgraded your bads to ugly. I think that the fact that the minigun sprayed the whole fucking floor of that building and Morpheus didn't get one in the dick was just a little implausible. But that's
with that head too.
How does his head not get hit?
He's
I
got
can
a
understand
pretty
him not
big
getting hit
target.
anywhere.
That's right.
I can understand him not getting hit anywhere else on his body. Surely he cops a clip on the head.
His head took up half the room.
Fuck's sake.
Seriously.
Yeah, come on.
And then just Larry Fishburne. I don't think I dislike Larry Fishburne because I really like him in lots of stuff. So I think it's just Morpheus I dislike. I just think he's a fucking knob.
She told you what you needed to hear.
I
dude.
really did. I
That
liked him.
affectation with it that he chose, and that's obviously an actor's choice working with the Wachowskis. But didn't dig on Morpheus this time when I was watching closely.
All right, Damo.
Well, there was the big glaring rip-off of this movie. I mentioned the $6 Million Man, a bit of a rip-off, but the biggest rip-off was they stole the Grease ending.
Flying.
Yeah, ridiculous. We
go together. Oh, that was just going through my head.
You can't go flying off. It's just a rip-off of Grease.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Write your own shit, Wachowskis.
Yeah, well, nothing original. Nothing original. All right, my ugly is adopted by the conspiracy population as their Bible.
Oh, what?
About the Matrix. Are we in the Matrix? This is the Matrix. What's real? We're in the Matrix. And I'm sure we'll get to this in quickfire very shortly, but come on, guys.
Yeah, it is real.
The Matrix is real. Of course it is. Stop asking questions. All right, well done. Morgs's quickfire.
Yes, thank you for jumping in and my week off, but I'm back. It's quickfire time. We're going to start with lookalike, and we've already touched on a few big-headed humans that are lookalikes with Larry Fishburne. But anyone else? Sci-fi. I still run the Joey Pants Flavor Saver to this day. It's definitely getting a little decrepit, but I still like to run it.
Stop there. Because why?
What? Why do I run it?
Why do you run that pathetic piece of hair on your bottom lip? Why? Give me one reason. If you give me one valid reason, I'll never mention it again.
It is the same reason that I do a lot of shit stuff, because my wife likes it.
She likes it.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
She's into the Flavor Saver and she likes the long hair. So I walk around with this shit hair and
Wild
a
Bill
Flavor
Hickok.
Saver.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dan. She chose to marry you. She's chose to bear 2 of your children. She's not leaving, mate. Get rid of your fucking hair and shave that disgusting thing on your bottom lip. Mate, I'm telling you.
It was pretty
Even
pathetic at the moment.
even though I am like, I get the Flavor Saver part. I get that you love it. I get that part of it from you. But come on, mate.
Yeah, I've never ever thought about going down that path.
Well, Dan's big on it. Dan's always been big on going down. And I can get that he leaves that little bit there, so he's got a bit of remnants.
Right.
But it's shit.
All right, I agree.
Okay.
I can be a fuckwit sometimes.
I
Let's
think
move
Brad
on.
Glasgow looks like Lawrence Fishburne.
Yeah.
Brad Glasgow with a tan is Lawrence Fishburne.
Yep.
There we go.
I
That's my
reckon,
look
I reckon old Fitzmaster is a sneaky lover of the podcast too. So I reckon he's taken that one down the fucking pipe. So there you
I
go,
hope
buddy.
he listens, but I bet you he hasn't.
He was he moved to the land long before I was on the
He
land.
did. He's
so-
water skiing on people's
yeah.
heads. Him and his cousins. Yeah.
Oh, good eye. All right. Next one. Now, that's not a knife. Michael J. Crocodile Dundee from the Aussie classic Crocodile Dundee for a scene that's passed over into popular culture. Finally, I think we have a movie that may be the equal of Mick Dundee. So what do you reckon, boys?
Everything.
The Matrix.
Everything.
Everything.
Blue pill, red
The whole
pill.
thing.
Yeah.
Blue pill, red pill. Yeah.
Bullet dodging, clothing, fashion.
Mr. Anderson.
Mr. Anderson, Agent Smith.
Mr. Anderson. Exactly.
The glitch in the
The
Matrix.
glitch in the Matrix. There's so much. So much.
Ugly big fat girl. Oh, no.
Is that in this
nothing
as well?
to do with that, but...
Yeah. Thanks,
Yeah.
Bill.
Agreed. Yes, thankfully, I think I might even change this category moving forward. I think that it's overtaken Mick.
Yeah, I
after
think it
many,
has.
many episodes. So it will now be The Matrix moving forward. Great stuff. Philip stuck in Pretty Woman, Jason Alexander, for a particularly monster douchebag in the film. I mean, no, there wasn't really anyone off tone. Like everyone kind of stayed in their comic book lane of
Mouse is a
good guy,
dick.
bad guy. I mean, Mouse is a knob, but he's
Mouse
not.
is a dick.
He's no Philip Stuckey. No, I didn't really take on. I mean, Cypher.
It has to be
He's
Cypher.
It has to be
Yeah.
Cypher.
got to be Cypher. The cast of Caddyshack for an actor or entire cast of actors who aren't quite sure what movie they're in and not quite sure of what tone to take up in their performance. I mean, Mouse was just a shit character. I think I just really dislike that. I didn't feel like he was
Yeah.
a badass on the Nebuchadnezzar. Like, surely down in Zion, you could have got someone that looked a bit more like Tank and Bulldozer rather than Mouse. I don't know what his particular skill was.
I think he could be right. I think he could be right with Mouse.
Mouse sucks.
Yeah, that was.
I didn't think he
and,
sucked, but he was different.
This you mentioned it earlier, Whitey. Ada Nickamadoo
Yes.
as the White Rabbit alluring creature. Couple of actresses around at the time that could have played that role. Do you think
Yeah.
Ada Nickamadoo? And look, I don't want to speak ill of a alumni of our very own Damo back from Home and Away.
Yeah,
like obviously
that's
you
right.
two were close, so you should probably
Milkshake boy.
not make comment. Yeah, you both had a milkshake in the diner, but
There were
Yeah,
heaps of Aussie actors that they could have
did
got
she have
to
a
play that
great
role.
agent, or how did that happen? I just remember thinking
It was a tiny part,
strange
though.
casting.
But also, you got to forget, like maybe she had the same agent as Stan from Hey Dad, who played the cop at the start.
The big guy.
Yeah, he was Betty's like from Walgett, Stan from Walgett. Yeah, and he had the worst American accent in the history. Oh, she's one girl, she's dead. Oh,
He should have been in the Matrix.
Oh yeah, we keep him. So
Well, we'll
Excellent.
go with Mouse. Yeah.
Yeah,
you
Mouse,
go from
righto.
Stan from Walgett.
The next one is Olivia Newton-John's cartwheel at the pep rally in Greece for a particularly poor showing of athletic prowess. Now, tell you who wasn't poor, and that was Larry Fishburne and
Carrie-Anne Moss.
Carrie-Anne Moss and Neo himself,
Canoe.
Keanu Reeves. They were absolutely outstanding. So the fight choreography, I cannot fault one iota. It was excellent. Was there anyone that
I've
wasn't
got one.
quite as athletically gifted? Go, Matthew.
I've got one, and it's Neo. It's Neo.
Yeah.
So towards the end, where he is escaping, and he grabs the phone from the guy off the street, and then starts to run up the street.
Yeah. Oh,
He's got a very uncoordinated run up the street.
Oh, his arms are a little
I think he's a flat runner. I think
not a hill.
He's not a hill runner.
Yeah,
okay.
I
Yeah.
know exactly. I can picture exactly what you mean. He's
Yeah.
definitely no Tom Cruise.
I
Absolutely.
tell you who's a good runner.
Yeah.
Carrie-Anne Moss.
Yes. Yes. I was thinking that in the viewing
excellent
as
runner.
well. Because
In the first scene.
I kept trying to picture if it was a body double because it was so good. I thought, oh no, this can't be her. She's going to be crazy legs like any other actress at the time. But she's amazing. I totally agree.
In that
Good
first
call.
scene across the roof, she's excellent.
Brilliant. What a great
Yes,
pickup.
she's. Oh, and that's some heck parkour going on there.
Mate.
We talked about Avatar and parkour. Imagine the Matrix parkour.
Yeah.
Get out
it
there,
was
do that.
Impressive.
Yeah, she was excellent.
Good stuff. All right, robot centuries we touched on from the scene in our beloved Aliens movie where the director's cut adds a scene that tells us a little bit more about the predicament that the Space Marines are in. I wanted to see a bit more of Neo's Carters taking on Agent Smith that Gow would have learnt in with his Shidoshi Mark Revel. What about you guys? Anything you now that you mention it, Whitey, you've touched on a few reasonably good scenes in the sequels to this film. Couldn't they have just make it a 3 hours cut and put the good scenes from the shit movies into the Matrix and just make it one big film?
Possibly.
Yeah. The filthy Luca remix.
That's it. Genie, yeah. Genie now. Damo, anything else you wanted to see?
Or maybe just maybe
Sex scene.
maybe something that hinted as why Morpheus thought Neo was the one.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
good call. What did he
maybe
see? Yeah.
What did he see? Just maybe if they just showed something, you go, oh, he's kind of special, maybe. But
It didn't.
yeah,
That's a very good point. It didn't really touch on what special gift he had or what he was questioning in the Matrix that thought he might be a disbeliever. So yeah, really good call, Damo. Nice.
And also, what was the stuff that he was giving the guys at the door? Like, what was it a program? Like, but what was the program? That must have been why he was selected.
The White Rabbit.
That must have been why he
I guess
was.
it's like hacking.
He was
or
a hacker,
doing
so
something,
he was enlightened.
Yeah.
But you're right. I agree with you, Damo. I wouldn't have minded knowing that. I'm a bit with Dan as well, though. I'm going to be the agree guy here, and I'm going to say that could have done with a little bit more of him being the one.
Yeah.
Because there's really like 4 minutes of it.
Yeah, that's right.
That's it.
Good stuff.
I'm
All
out.
right, finally, Whitey's Brad Pitt for the actor you would most want to board the beef bus with.
Oh, good one. Good one.
Who? I mean, Carrie-Anne Moss for me in a heartbeat. The Lady in Red, strong possibility. Keanu Reeves, good-looking rooster. Anyone else? That
I'm
really
going to throw something out there. Is Trinity the sexiest woman in any movie that we have done?
Oh,
Trinity.
Jesus, it's a big call. And I mean,
Okay.
yeah,
Just
it's
going to throw
definitely
it out there. I think we have a think about that, and for next week, and listeners, give us a bit of feedback on the socials. Hit us up on
We're talking Jessica Chastain and everyone.
sexy. I think
and
that Jessica
Sultanas
Chastain.
versus Fats. We can have that argument as
debate.
well. Yeah,
That's a lifelong debate for Daniel.
yeah.
But hit us up slide into our DMs, watchers, and let us know what you think. Is Trinity the sexiest woman that we've covered? Keanu Reeves could be the best looking man we've covered.
Oh, he's no Andy Garcia.
His nose is nowhere near as straight.
He's
got a straight nose,
he's
though.
Second straightest nose in the business. Behind Andy Garcia.
That was
But I'll
another
tell you-
thing I liked about Carrie-Anne Moss, though. Her side profile, I've never seen anything like it because mine is so angular towards the front.
Yeah.
And hers is just
You're a
kind of-
front-on guy, yeah.
I'm definitely like, if you're taking a photo of me, you want slightly left front on. Otherwise, it's fucking awful. So
You get the protractor out, make sure you're perfectly at 90 degrees looking straight at the front. No, but I'll tell you, I went, when I was back in, for the second movies, the
you're gonna say
second Matrix. Yeah.
When I was back in Nam,
I was in a
the second tour.
I was in a pharmacy in King's Cross, up near the fountain, and because I sold products, hair stuff,
Condoms.
hair stuff into
Condoms and
pharmacies.
syringes.
were you a
You're big with the
Jayco
condoms
guy?
and syringes.
It was
Jayco?
a Sabre. Yeah,
Sabre,
it was
okay.
fudge stuff. Yeah,
Yeah, you
Yeah.
worked for Joyco,
yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
But and
Okay,
there was this
yeah, were you a
girl.
caravan guy. What a
Big pop
dickhead.
top guy. Big pop top.
Anyway, I was talking to this girl in one of the in the pharmacy who looked exactly like Carrie-Anne Moss. turns out she was Carrie-Anne Moss's body double in The Matrix 2 and 3.
Piss off.
Seriously, yeah. We were having a chat, and I was like, "Oh my god!" And she said, "Well, I'm here in Australia because I'm the body double for Carrie-Anne Moss." I was like,
Working at a pharmacy.
no, she was just in there shopping.
Oh, she was in the pharmacy.
Shopping. Yeah, she was buying some, I don't know, JK caravans or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I had a chat with her.
Black hair dye.
She was a good sort. The body double was a good sort.
Yeah.
So yeah, Carrie-Anne Moss for me for sure.
Yeah, it's a definite Carrie-Anne Moss. I
Cool.
think it's
Great insights, Damo.
like it.
Yeah, mate, I was there on set. I was, I'm like 1 degree of the Matrix.
Okay, on that note, listen to this. Mate, there's so much going on. We'll start with you, Damo. What do you got?
Well, Lawrence Fishburne in an interview said in an interview, when someone recognizes him, it's usually from The Matrix, right? Not Cherry 2000 that's what I'd recognize him from. And he
Not
likes
Pulp Fiction.
but everyone, it's from The Matrix, and he likes to say to them, "Do you think that's air you're breathing now?" And it gets the reaction that you would imagine. Like everyone just loves it when he says that to them.
Mate, he'd be big on that stuff.
Yeah. It just feeds him. And the only other thing I've really got is Neo having to accept a cookie from the Oracle before she will interact with him is a fun piece of program-related writing. The Oracle, which is a program, required Neo to enable cookies.
Cool.
It's a computer.
Nice. I like it.
Yeah.
I like it. Dan, what do you got?
Yeah, we touched on earlier about the role of colour in the film. So, as a filmmaker, we often look at ways that we can alert the audience to the fact that they're in a particular world or something is happening to them. So the Wachowskis, they actually use green to simulate whenever the actors were in the Matrix. So that was why we see green a lot in the film, because obviously they spend a lot of time fighting and hanging out in the Matrix. But they used different colours that you probably didn't pick up on, but they used a lot of blue when they were in the real world, obviously down on the Nebuchadnezzar. And then as the films went on, they used different colours for different scenarios. So when they were on the pingers in Zion, they used a hot purple. Anyway, I'm just assuming that's what they did because I never fucking saw it. But yeah, that was why that green is so prevalent in there. So it was obviously a choice by the directors, not a fuck up.
It is like the old computers.
It's supposed to visualise looking through a monitor.
It is.
Watching through a monitor.
Pretty obvious when you say it out loud, but at the time it was different to have a green tinge across everything. So yeah, really interesting.
Yeah.
The sound too, is it like a fax machine sort of sound?
Weird, man.
That sort of phone. It's a phone, but it's kind of like a fax.
It is a bit faxy, isn't it?
Sort of line. I was trying to think, but it actually, you get the point when you hear that noise, that it's a phone line.
Yeah.
I think it sounds like a fax line.
Yeah, it does a bit. You know that we talked a little bit about the opening action scene. Took 6 months of training and 4 days to shoot.
Wow.
For just the opening scene.
With the 4 cops that were up there and
her chasing across the roofs. Pretty
Holy
incredible.
crap.
Now, I did some deep diving, and I'm going to have to refer to my mobile phone here. The lobby scene.
Yeah, the best scene.
It is the most iconic scene in the movie, right?
Yeah.
Definitely the most iconic scene in the movie. Now, I did a bit of research, and I found an article on Mel magazine, and it's because I wanted to find out.
Mel.
I was waiting for you to say that.
Thank you. I was hoping someone would pick that up.
Is that your Heath Ledger? Is that it? Heath? Is that your Mel? You know what you've done? You know what you've done tonight? You've done bloody Inspector Todd. You've done Buffalo Bill. And now you're doing he's Michael Winslow.
He's Michael Winslow.
I keep going back to the well.
Okay.
I'm no Bill Hader.
There were a lot of bullets fired in the lobby scene.
Oh, yeah.
A lot. So, we'll talk about the lobby scene. They use Heckler and Koch MP5s.
Heckler and Koch?
Heckler and Koch.
Is that
they then use a micro Uzi, and they're expending all the rounds in this.
Hey, Ollie, what you said, pal?
And then Neo grabs, after they've gone through the Heckler and Kochs and Trinity shot the Uzi, they go to a couple of handguns.
A couple of Desert Eagles.
And then he shoots 10 rounds each of that.
All right.
And then he pulls out 61 Scorpions. And there's about 60 rounds in each. In that, each of them had 30 bullets each. Then they go through the M16. They go through, another bow ring. They go through more micro Uzis, right? And then we haven't even got to the guards yet that are firing on them. How many bullets do you reckon they fired in total in the lobby scene? Now, it goes for
A couple of minutes.
about 3 minutes.
It's got to
The lobby
be
scene.
500. 500.
528 bullets just in the lobby scene, right? In 3 minutes.
Yeah, because there was even a knife thrown too.
Now, there's a total of over 2,300 rounds total in the movie, which is shot.
Wow.
So there's nearly 25% of the bullets shot in the whole movie is in that 1 3-minute scene.
Guns.
Yeah.
Lots of guns.
Lots of guns. Lots of guns.
They used them all because they were packing some serious heat. And
I also saw, I was looking on a Reddit thread that, and I didn't save it. Oh, actually, I did save it. Let me just go to the Reddit thread that I found.
Busty Petite?
No, it wasn't. It was better than that. The gun discussion. Original question. In The Matrix, during the office lobby shootout, Neo and Trinity each appear to be carrying about 2 shotguns, 2 M16s, 2 Uzis, and 4 to 6 small arms, all fully loaded. Wouldn't that have been a little too heavy for all the gymnastics they performed? So then, one of the responses, I see you forgot the Matrix is virtual instead of real, and that once you realize that, you can bend and even break the rules of reality in the Matrix.
there is no spoon.
I was like, oh my God.
That is hilarious.
Yes.
They start debating it.
Yeah,
and,
it was a deep
too
debate.
heavy. Well, leather's not real flexible either.
Yeah.
It's probably a little tight, a little stiff. I reckon they've split the pants.
Well,
A little
according to
swampy.
costume designer Kim Barrett,
Yes.
Trinity's costume was made with cheap PVC because it was much better for the budget.
Well, also, I did read too that she wanted her to look like sleek and whatever, so they needed that glossy look, which obviously that plastic pants is what it is.
So another thing, you got a question here whether Lawrence Fishburne's a bit of a cock. Thinks he's maybe just a little smarter than everyone else. So Lawrence Fishburne once stated, once he'd read the script, he didn't understand why other people found it confusing. However, he had a doubt if the movie would ever be made because it was so smart. So
Right.
it's a bit of one of those backhanded lick outs where he's like, I get it.
And it's
Because
really
it's
smart.
so smart.
Yeah.
Right? Fuck off, Larry.
Why can't you get it? Yeah.
If you were so smart, why didn't you dodge the spear in Apocalypse Now, mate? Okay?
Fair call.
It was a spear. Filming the helicopter scene nearly caused the movie to be shot down
Oh, really?
because they flew the helicopter through restricted airspace in Sydney.
That might have been in that building that I was at, where I read the sign in their lift.
Again, the rescue of Morpheus took over 6 months to prepare and plan.
Wow. Well, I got to say one more thing. I was at a wedding, my cousin's wedding in about 2003, sat at the table with the guy who turned into an agent in that scene. He was one of the guards, and his face, and he changed. Yes, that one, that exact scene. He was the guy that changed into one of the agents.
Okay.
And yeah, I sat next to him at the wedding, and he was telling me about he was on the Matrix. 3 bloody.
You're 1
degrees
degree.
in the Matrix,
You are.
yeah.
You should be in the
He
credits.
should have been in the credits.
So you know that a actor's best friend to dodge the paparazzi is sunglasses, right?
Right.
Sunglasses and a hat. Carrie-Anne Moss said that after the film's release, she couldn't go outside wearing sunglasses.
That's right.
She was instantly recognised.
And that was also with is it Kim Barrett who did the costume design?
Yes.
She wanted everyone to be completely recognisable by their silhouettes. So her clothing and sunglasses and everything needed to be recognised by their silhouettes. So you can look at a silhouette of Lawrence Fishburne or even Cypher
For sure.
or Carrie-Anne Moss or Neo, and you know exactly who they are.
Yep.
So you're stuffed now if you want to wear sunglasses because everyone knows who you are.
So the windows in which Trinity crashes the helicopter into,
Yeah, they bent, they wobbled.
they did wobble. They're the Columbia Pictures screening room in Sydney.
Oh.
Yeah. Anyone got anything else?
No.
No, that's about enough. Okay, quotables. Lots of quotes in this one, but lots of passages. What do you got, Damo?
I can taste your stink.
Oh, what about when he There's so much sweat. He'd be a sweater too, Larry.
Yeah.
That big head be generating a lot of heat.
I know. I really did like that line.
That's so bad, isn't it?
But and the Oracle to Neo, I can see why she likes you.
Best.
Who? Not too bright though.
She died, actually. She
Yeah.
died after the making of this movie.
Yeah.
Wasn't in the second or the third one.
And my last one is, when he comes out, why do my eyes hurt? And Lawrence was like, you've never used them before.
It's really good.
Yeah.
There's a lot of those.
That's just like, wow, that's,
Yeah.
really
Good.
dawned
There's a
on
lot of good ones. Dan, you got anything?
Oh, there's fucking heaps, but it's more the ones that have passed over into popular culture. So I like the Oracle. I thought that was all of her scenes were pretty good. So when she says, "What's really going to bake your noodle later on is, would you
Yes.
still have broken it if I hadn't said anything?"
Yeah.
So there's obviously a lot of quasi philosophizing going on with the old Oracle, but it was great the way that she was pictured as just baking in an old suburban kitchen. I thought that was very clever. So
Yep.
enjoyed
On the
her
durries.
immensely.
Yeah,
on
didn't mind
on
us, mate.
durries,
Yeah.
making cookies.
I love, what are you trying to tell me? That I can dodge bullets? No, Neo.
Yeah.
I'm trying to tell you that when you're ready, you won't have to.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And we did the spoon one. You did that one.
Yeah, there is no.
You know, I know this steak doesn't exist. I know that when I put it in my mouth, the Matrix is telling my brain that it's juicy and delicious. After 9 years, you know what I realize? Ignorance is bliss. Dan actually sent me that quote. We were both watching it at the same time.
Right.
He was about 10 minutes behind me
Yeah.
on Saturday night.
It was awesome.
Yep. It was very good.
There was a moment where I thought that they were maybe ripping off the Holy Trilogy when Morpheus says, "The Matrix is everywhere. It's all around us.
Oh,
Even now in
this
this
forcey.
very room." I was like,
Yeah.
yeah, come on, guys. We fucking
Come on,
loaded up
Obi-Wan. Fuck
Yeah.
off.
25 years
What?
ago.
The Wachowskis have ripped off, what have we got now? Star Wars? Grease? $6 Million Man? You know what else they ripped off? Speed. Keanu Reeves in the lift.
Yes.
And he did the exact same
Right.
thing. Basically, went up the top. It was like he was a lift specialist by then.
Big time.
Keanu.
Big time.
Yeah.
Okay, film school for F-wits.
Whitey's mentioned it a few times in here, the lobby scene in this film. And that was definitely one on the revisit where I was like, how the fuck did they shoot this? Like all the bullet time stuff, the fighting in the air with Agent Smith. I was just like, wow, that is an incredible film. So it got me thinking about other movies where you're actually taken out of the film viewing experience for a moment. You think, whoa, how did they manage to actually shoot this sequence or this part of the film or this scene? And I wanted to riff on a few that have blown my mind previously. So, and I'll get you guys to jump in at the end if there's any that I've missed that are particularly perplexing to you blokes. But first up was Saving Private Ryan and just the opening scene on Omaha
Oh, that
Beach.
was unbelievable.
So obviously we've seen that. That's a demo 3 or 4, like heaps. Whitey,
It's a
Whitey
3,
would be,
yeah.
yeah, Whitey'd be 30, 40 plus on that one, I'm guessing. But every now, I don't like watching it a lot because it's a fucking very sad flick at the end of the day. And it, I read a lot about at the time people that had actually partaken in the war, seeing that and just saying it's probably the closest they've seen on film to what it was actually like. But the scale that they are able to show in that opening sequence is just absolutely mind-blowing and harrowing. So I just remember seeing it and thinking, fucking, and I was only young and starting out in the industry at this time. So I
Saw
was,
it with me, Dan. Saw it with
that's
me.
right. Yep, saw it with you. So we were both starting our paths in the industry. And yeah, I just can still to this day remember thinking that was just incredible what they were able to do with cameras and a bit of editing. So
I think the thing that got me was the speed of the bullets. Like,
yeah,
there's no, in old movies you get up and you could run from the trenches, you hear a bang and whatever, and then this was just instant dunk straight
Yeah.
there, dunk, dunk.
you're trying
clink,
to get
clink.
out of your
People just
your
dropping-
boat and you just
yeah.
cut down like it was just
It's the speed of it. I was just like, man, that was really different to the way gunfights normally are.
I totally agree. It
Absolutely
was just much
brutal.
more visceral, much more, like just it was just blind luck whether you got off that fucking beach.
Yeah.
It had nothing to do with
Yeah.
skill. So yeah, harrowing, incredible, and yeah, definitely a scene that I thought, how the fuck did you do that? Another one for me was completely different film, but Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. So the amazing kung fu flick, but the night fight sequence where they run on fucking roofs and fight in the middle of midair and seem to defy gravity. Like, I still look at that, and it's no, I don't revisit that all that often, but that scene often pops up when I'm looking into a particular scene or how I might style a particular fight sequence in one of my flicks. And that's just got to be the pinnacle of what the fuck kung fu-ry, kung fu-ry. What do you guys think of that? First of all, did you enjoy the film?
Oh, it's a great movie. I haven't seen a lot. I've probably seen it 2 or 3 times, but God, and I've got bamboo at my house, and I can't imagine doing anything like what they do in that bamboo.
Fuckwits or F-wits if you don't know the scene we're talking about. It's the first night fight where the protagonist comes across his. It's not really a foe; they're both protagonists, but the inventiveness of that particular. So in Western cinema, it's just something that we didn't see a lot of. Definitely a scene that stood out for me as just taking me out of the viewing experience, just to think, hang on, pause. How is this happening? What's going on here? Because there's no CGI. This is all just tricks of that were used by the incredible director and his production staff. So what a great flick!
Yeah, great flick.
Look, another one for me was a flick. Damo, I'm going to go out on a limb and say you haven't seen this. Whitey, I reckon you've probably seen it. Children of Men. So Clive Owen,
yes,
one
excellent
of
movie.
my
You're right.
absolute favourites. So yeah, I didn't think you would have seen this one, Damo. If it's Strangles, you would have seen it. If you haven't, go out and watch it this week. Incredible film. But a particular scene in that, and Whitey, I don't know if you remember, but the car sequence when they're out in the country and the driver gets shot. I would like, as soon as we finish this, go and check it out on YouTube. But the camera seems to hover in midair, taking in this sequence, and it is just absolutely mind-blowing how they were able to shoot it. And basically, there's a marauding tribe of people that have been hiding in the woods that come and attack the car, and you can see from the point of view of the people in the car, but then your camera's actually capturing what's happening in the car at the same time, and it's all done in a one shot, which we get a hard on about at Born to Watch. So yeah, just another scene like Bullet Time, like the lobby in The Matrix, where I was just taken aback and thought, well, okay, the actual style and design of this particular scene is enough for me to come back and revisit, not so much the story and how it's powering along. So, is there any, you guys love all that MCU shit, which is all CGI now, but do you remember any films prior to that where you thought, well, how the fuck, in saying that, one of the what were the Infinity Wars, the last couple of that?
Yeah. Infinity War and Endgame.
I actually remember thinking, how did they get all of the actors on the one set to film that one where they all come out of nowhere? And I think you shed a tear.
Endgame, the final.
You're not that manly and you cry at MCU movies. But yeah, the Endgame, when all of the actors are there and able to be filmed, I remember thinking at that, wow, that's incredible. The directors were the Duffer Brothers, I think it was, that did that were able to get them to not the Duffer Brothers. What's the Russo brothers. Duffer Brothers is Stranger Things. Yeah. So anyway, any other films that spring to mind for you guys where you thought, Tom Cruise and all his stunts often would take you out of those one of those stupid movies you guys like, the Mission Impossible ones. There's often where his stunts will overshadow the film itself. But sorry, I'm putting words in your mouth. Any films that spring to mind?
Well, I'd say the one action movie schooled everyone in the last 10 years was Fury Road, because everything was explosions.
Really good call.
It was real. It actually schooled everyone. I think it showed how you should make an action movie.
Great call, Damo. Really limited use of CGI. There was the car chases were obviously done, and the production design and the vehicle construction. And I just think about those guys on the javelin poles. Oh my God! Like that was just the inventiveness, the creativity that went into that. Yeah, I reckon that's a brilliant call. Whitey, anything for you?
Yeah, I'm going to use the MCU as a bit of a benchmark because they made everything sort of that. First 3 or 4 phases of it, everything just seemed real. Like,
Yeah.
there was obviously you knew there was heaps of CGI, but it still felt real. Like we did Iron Man a few weeks ago, and
Absolutely.
it just seemed
It did.
like the
Yeah.
suit. Everything seemed practical.
Yeah.
No matter what they did, there was this practical element to it that I thought was really really great. That they haven't been able to do since.
They've just
Since
kept going
Endgame,
over the top.
Since Endgame, and you're that scene in Endgame where Captain America says he's got Mjolnir and he says Avengers Assemble. That scene when he says, Cap on your left, when he flies through, Falcon flies through, like that whole scene is fucking incredible. The music, like
it was a crescendo for that whole
fucking
thing.
amazing.
Yeah.
Like seriously, how they managed to, and I'm going to use it, how they managed to fit so many characters into one storyline and have it.
Everyone gets their own little.
Everyone gets their own little bit of the spotlight, right?
Yep.
It's just that scene, that final battle, Endgame battle, is fucking incredible.
All right, just calm down.
And there's heaps of others. Like I could.
This discussion wasn't to be designed to jizzle over your comic book.
No.
movies,
But then I can go all the way back to Jaws, and go, how are they able to do that? Like the shit fight that they had, how are they able to do any scenes with the shark and have that?
I think the finished product just is incredible for Jaws. Now that we know of all the shit that was going on behind the scenes, so
yeah. So look, there's heaps of them. Like you mentioned, Children of Men, but I think there's also a scene earlier in the movie, which is another one take where he's the battle scene in the town where he's trying to move through the town and he's crunched
the bomb goes off and the bomb
goes off and mate, it's that movie, like Alfonso Cuarón, that is an absolute masterpiece.
Check it out.
Men.
If you haven't seen it, go and check it out. Anyway, that's Film School for F-Wits this week.
Well done.
But The Matrix definitely is one to marvel at for how they were able to design these scenes that still drive a lot of the inventiveness in sci-fi cinema today.
Yeah, well done. It is Stan Bush, kick-ass credit song.
Interesting.
Now, I am on the stage tonight with The Matrix. I've got something fairly special here for us, I think. I tried to take the piss a bit, but it's a bit too serious. I thought, well, it takes itself a little seriously, this movie. So I thought maybe I need to put pen to paper and write a true rock song for this one.
It probably deserves it.
Probably deserves.
Yep.
It's so anyway, here it is. I've just named it The Matrix.
Well, yeah, but the movie was it had Rob Zombie and it was a pretty sort of Rage Against the Machine.
Yeah.
Kind of rocky sort of. Had Marilyn Manson and the Prodigy.
For sure.
Pretty sort of heavy.
It was heavy.
Yeah.
So anyway, here's my kick-ass credit song. An ode to The Matrix, just called The Matrix.
Ooh.
Yeah. Okay, here we go. In a world of lines and codes where reality deceives, the truth concealed in shadows where minds can't believe. Neo's a chosen warrior. He's gonna break the chains. Unplug from this illusion. Let freedom flow like rains. Digital illusions, binary confusions. Awaken from the slumber. Find your own solution. Morpheus guides the journey down the rabbit hole. Red pill or blue pill, the truth shall soon unfold. Welcome to the Matrix where reality's a lie. We're breaking down the system, reaching for the sky. Dodging bullets, bending rules in the cybernetic dance. Together we'll rise, shatter the trance. The oracle whispers guide us through the choices we must make. Facing fears and challenges for humanity's own sake. The Matrix may be vast, but the mind is too fast. With every step we take, we're breaking free at last. Welcome to the Matrix where reality's a lie. We're breaking down the system, reaching for the sky. Dodging bullets, bending rules for the cybernetic dance. Together we'll rise and shatter the trance.
That is fantastic. The cybernetic dance.
Okay.
Shatter the trance.
Now here we go.
Could you have just rhymed "shat your pants" at the end, just for me, please?
Yeah, that would have been that was American Pie. You know, the lengthwise.
Time ago.
Bohemian Rhapsody. It was a long.
I can still remember how the Matrix used to make me cry.
Actually, it really did describe the movie well.
Yeah.
You covered everything.
I did.
I don't think anything got missed out.
It didn't. It did. Well, I could have talked about, Trinity's woofy Ted in the PVC pants, but we left that out.
Thank God. It's been all right, though.
Were you listening to me, Neo? Or were you looking at the woman in the red dress?
Star of the show, Damo.
Well, even though I called them one-hit wonders, they made their one hit, and they are the Wachowski sisters now.
Yes.
We're brothers.
Siblings.
Yeah. They are the star of the show for me for writing this and directing this. It was
It's hard,
brilliant.
it's hard to go past that.
But then they've just turned to utter shit since then.
Yeah, I can't agree more. Gal would be agreeing. I can hear
Agree,
Gal.
guy.
Yes, Damo, I agree with you. Dan, what are you saying, star of the show?
Well, you've ruined my bit because I was going to agree like Gal, but I have to wholeheartedly agree. I think looking back at this, the Wachowskis are the outright stars of this whole event. They brought something completely new to the screen that had us, like you said, Damo, it didn't require any marketing dollars to be spent because we were all just saying, have you seen that fucking film? Go and see it. A bit like Barbenheimer. Open Barbie at the moment.
Yep.
But I think the Wachowski sisters definitely take it out for me.
Yeah, it's 3 from 3. It is a full house for the star of the show here. The Wachowski siblings win, hands down.
Yep.
The Matrix changed the world.
It
It
did.
changed the way movies were made, and we tend to say that a lot on this show, but this really did. 1999. This could be the best movie of 1999,
Easy.
and yeah, things just changed.
But even now, the fashion is still referenced in anything.
Yeah, it's referenced heavily, the fashion especially, but pop culture just owes a debt of gratitude to the
Yeah.
Matrix. There's no doubt. Okay, let's move into the rank bank. Got a few things here for you, and I'd love to hear what you guys have to say. So, oracles, bent spoons, red pills, trench coats, white rabbits, human batteries, kisses of life.
Ooh, I'm sort of a trench coat or a red pill. I don't know.
Dan, feedback?
When Neo came out of the pool, did he have a dick?
Yeah. Well, that would have been that's additional scene. A side dick shot.
No,
Yes,
no,
of course.
I think he had one of those Ken mounds, like from the Ken doll. It seemed like, yeah.
Well, he
didn't
uses
have-
the mound in the next movie with Trinity.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry, that debunks that. But yeah, I remember looking closely to see if he had because he didn't have side
You're
dick.
looking for side dick. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
obviously what we all look for.
yeah.
Well, it's going
sorry,
to have to be a category shortly.
doesn't have a lot to do with the category, but yeah, I think it'd have to be blue pill. I think the from the iconic part of the movie.
Well, red pill.
Red pill, yes.
Red
Red
pill.
pill.
We don't
Yeah.
want to take the blue pill and go.
I know
Which
you're
is-
a blue pill kind of guy, Dan,
I'm
because it's
staying
like what you took.
deluded.
Dan takes the blue pills on a Saturday night, which is why Sam likes the old flavour saver.
Yes.
Right, so there's more to this red pill, blue pill, and that's why he's still good to go on a Sunday morning. Anyway, okay, so how many red pills are you giving the Matrix, Daniel?
Oh, it's a 4 out of 5 for me. Thoroughly enjoyed it.
Okay.
Still a lot of psychobabble going there. I don't know that I buy into the Wachowskis' wider vision, but as an enjoyable film experience, loved it. Really enjoyed it. It's an 8 out of 10, 4 out of 5 for me every day of the week. Well done, sisters.
Well done, and Damo.
Yeah, I'm going to give it 4.25.
Oh,
I love this movie. It's definitely in my top 20, I'd say. Top excellent movie.
Really, top
Yeah.
20.
Yeah, it would be.
Okay. Well, Damo, I'm with you again. This gets 4.25.
Oh, this is a
For
big
me?
score.
This is going to be a good score for
It's a
the
good
Matrix.
movie. It deserves a good score.
Let's have a look and see where this one's going to rate. So the Matrix rates. Look how quick that was, right? None of this bullshit with Gao.
There's filters and
Oh, the
columns.
screen's not far enough because I've got trifocals on. So this is 4.17 red pills. It is even with The Dark Knight, The Guard,
which Morg's destroyed. Yep.
yeah, The Guard, and Mad Max.
Oh wow. Okay.
Huh?
It
Yeah,
is
I'm
just
up there.
The guards up there. That must piss so much people off. It's awesome.
so it is just ahead of Gone Girl and The Wolf of Wall Street on 4.08.
Interesting.
Lemons and world class vaginas.
Mm.
And just below, Die Hard, Full Metal Jacket, Ghostbusters, Animal Kingdom, The Usual Suspects, and Good Will Hunting on 4.25.
It's better than all of them.
It could, and it is in position 23
Mm-hmm. Okay, it's doing all right.
or equal 22. It's in equal 22nd,
It's in what? It's 16 in the top 250 on IMDb.
and it is 22nd, equal 22nd in the Born to Watch rank bank.
Nice.
Which one is probably more valid?
I'm going IMDb.
Rank bank.
Okay.
Hey, you don't work for IMDb, pal.
Well, maybe I'm in talks with them.
Well, I doubt it. I've seen you work up close. Okay, if you loved The Matrix, what are you going to love? Damo.
Dark City,
Ooh.
Rufus Sewell,
Wow.
Tuning. It's exactly the same movie.
Yeah.
They changed
Made in
it.
Australia as well.
Yeah, and Melissa George gets nude, and she looks amazing in it. It is an awesome movie, but it is very Matrixy.
Dark titties.
Yeah, top
Yeah.
show. I love Dark City.
Okay.
Probably seen it 3 times.
Dan, what do you got?
Oh, look, I'm going to take it back and go with Close Encounters of the Third Kind. I know it's a gal
wow.
favourite as well. I don't know why.
Sixth Sense.
It was just something that was a little bit different, I think, at the time. So it obviously came out in 1977, so we were very young. Damo was, early 40s when it came out. And it was just something that I can revisit now and get a bit more out of each time I see it. So whilst they were made some 22 years apart, I really enjoy both flicks for different reasons. So, yeah, go and one to revisit for your kids. Richard Dreyfuss, obviously Steven Spielberg, bringing that out, but Close Encounters of the Third Kind.
Excellent movie.
Great movie. Great movie. Okay, I'm going with 2020's Tenet.
Oh, right.
Christopher Nolan,
Really?
the movie that came out, the movie that came out probably just at the back end of COVID.
And that's
The
one.
first big release. It could be the most confusing movie of all time.
Yeah, definitely, I'd say.
But don't let that stop you. I've written this down so they get it right. Time-twisting science fiction where a group of people try to keep the Earth's timeline flowing. And it all hinges on one CIA operative. I found it very difficult to watch the first time. I had no idea what's going on. You need to revisit it.
Yeah,
I think it's a multiple watcher. It's because I think Christopher Nolan's movies are so layered, and this is super confusing.
Bloody oath.
Super confusing.
It
But
is.
very good.
Yeah.
Very good. Okay. Well, there we go. Another episode down. We now think about what is in our future.
I've got something though that you've forgotten.
1 degree of Kurt Russell.
Exactly.
Hit me.
I don't know.
There's nothing.
Well, I did find something though.
Okay. This
So
will be good.
remember
quickly down under?
Remember the blind man who was sitting on the chair opposite the elevator at the Oracle's building?
Yes.
Blind guy sitting there. Morpheus gave him a bit of a nod. He gave a nod back. His name in the Matrix is Blind Man. That guy also played Tunkara in Quigley Down Under.
He was an extra. He's a good old Aussie extra. Good old Aussie extra. Is he blind in Quigley?
No, he wasn't. Tunkara, I don't know. I still haven't seen Quigley.
You don't get any residuals for a nod though. He got scammed. The directors talked him out of saying,
You know what I'm glad?
that's
You know what
a
I'm
big
glad?
cash.
You know what I'm glad we did? I'm glad we wrecked the flow of the show to go to that and learn about
Well, that was-
Tunkara, the
that
blind
was-
man.
Yeah, like that's in-depth research.
That's 1 degree. It is, and that's what you bring. You're almost at gal level.
yeah, like Rain Man.
Yeah. So we look forward.
Stats.
Yeah. We look forward to next week. Special movie happening. Dan's got the week off,
Oh, I'm rooted. Thank God.
but we've got something here for Damo. Nobody puts baby in the corner.
Nobody does. Nobody does. I don't. What's the club they're at? It's a very exclusive club.
One of the great
Country club.
One of the great soundtracks in movie history.
Oh yeah.
One of the great soundtracks.
Patrick
I think
Swayze
everyone
singing.
had that CD. I think
Yeah,
we used to put that in the TIAC.
If you didn't have it, you were lying.
Yeah.
You're lying because you're a bit embarrassed. But I have not seen this movie very much.
No, me neither.
It's going to be an interesting rewatch for me.
Yep.
It's way out of our comfort zone, this movie, for Born to Watch. It's a Gow request. Gow requested that. Yeah, this is in Gow's top 20. Didn't make his top 10.
Really?
But it sat just on the cusp. I think it's like 12 or 13
God.
when he showed me his extended list. It was 12 or 13. Gow's a big Dirty Dancing fan. Yeah, he was always a big Jennifer Grey fan.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And he did like Patrick Swayze's ass.
Yeah, you get to see his ass.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a good ass.
It is. It's fantastic.
So next week it is Dirty Dancing. We're going to bring our A game. We might have something special that we're gonna market the podcast with. So check out the socials.
Yeah.
There might be something really worth watching.
I have learnt the dance.
What, just the walk down the aisle?
The
Just
walk down the aisle.
the
dance.
1-2?
I know the thing. Yeah, I know the thing. It's about 4 8 counts.
Okay.
And I've got that down pat.
Yeah,
So
right.
maybe-
Okay, nice. Okay, and until next week, it is bye for now.
Let's hit the showers.
Well, maybe.
Yeah.
Dan, thank you very much.
Thank you, Gal. Looking out, Ron Quanton. You disgust me. See you later, F-wits.
Now I've had the time of my life. Oh, I never felt like this before. Yes, I swear it's the truth, and I owe it all to you.
'Cause I've had the time of my life, and I owe it all to you.
Hey, baby!
Thank you for listening to this episode of Born to Watch. To join us on our journey into some of our favourite movies of all time, you can find us on all good podcast networks like Spotify and Apple Podcasts. If you like what you hear, give us a 5-star review and share with your friends.